Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So, welcome back. What is it? Part what?
3.
Yeah. Come on. You gotta snap on that. Let's go.
Yes.
Welcome
So,
back again.
yes, welcome. With Derrick and Shayla of Work Ethic LLC. And
Hey.
I,
Hmm.
you know me, I always got the crazy questions, trying to dive deep like infinite waters.
Oh God.
um, so question I have, Dr. Sebi was infamous for healing people with diseases and STDs or whatnot. Do you think going the holistic route can put you on a better track of healing, along with Western medicine, or with trying to eliminate most of the Western medicine that some people may have to take?
Maybe.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
I do. Personally, I do. And everyone's not going to subscribe to the same school of thought,
Right.
which is fine. But um, I would say for a long time, we've given Western medicine its time
Hmm.
to, show and prove, right? And I do think Dr. Sebi was on to a lot, right? And, there's been plenty of testimonials. I mean, people have spent tons and tons of money to go down there and to sit with him, receive his counsel and actually undergo some of his programs. And if you look at a lot of it, they seem, pretty tough, right? Pretty difficult, just the raw whole food diets and all that stuff. But for people to, willfully say, yeah, I'll pay this money and I will actually go through with it, I think it says a lot. It speaks a lot, especially for individuals, even celebrities, right, who went down there,
Hmm.
like I said, to seek his counsel, and they've come back and they've, sung praise about him and the things that he can do. So, and we're pretty spiritual on this side. And I like to believe that there is a connection between mind and body. They have this whole mind and body medicine right now, and it's a huge thing, and it's part of the health revolution that you see taking over, across the world, right? Because we're, doctors and scientists are starting to find that there is a no crap direct connection between the two, where some people may say no, it's separate, and well, some people would argue otherwise. So I do think Dr. Sebi could have definitely been of great benefit and is of great benefit to Western medicine, hands down, right? And I think they do complement each other where, allopathic medicine may fall short. There are holistic approaches to fill those voids and those gaps that are not being satisfied at the moment. So that's part of one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing now, right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, to go on top of what Derrick is saying, I live and breathe this whole. I conduct a lot of research about Dr. Sebi, and even on my page, I had posted something up about him, and I believe that he heals, and he has healed, and I know there are individuals since he has passed on. His team is still working on,
absolutely.
making sure his message and everything is still going on, and people are still getting cured. The fact is that we already know what the healthcare industry does, and everything evolves around money, point blank period.
The economics.
And that's the economics of it.
So.
And so to have an individual who's saying he heals people, they're going to discredit him as much as possible, but to alkaline your body to get to its purest form, that diet is beyond veganism, and I haven't even attempted it. I have not. I have not, because it's a lot.
It's a different level of commitment.
It's a different level of commitment. Now, eventually, is that a goal for me? Eventually, absolutely. I can say if I want to heal my body, my mind, my soul, all my cells that are inside my body, like you said, our body's like a science project. We experiment, and I just think Western medicine, they're good for trauma, like traumatic events or something. When it comes to healing like that, if I, God forbid, if I have a bleed out or something and they have to give me an infusion or whatever, I understand in that aspect. But as far as preventative measures and understanding diet and nutrition and listening to your body, that's the difference. And a lot of times doctors, because they don't know, that's why they refer individuals to nutritionists and dietitians. But then a dietitian and nutritionist, they only speak about the regular American standard. Oh, this is what you're supposed to get, this amount of rice, this amount of grain, but who is that that's not focusing on the bio individuality of that individual? You don't know my history. You don't know what type of ethnic cultures and traditions and foods and stuff that I grew up on. And so this is why we come in and we go a little deeper, because now we're relating to that individual or to the individuals, seeing their background, seeing what type of food they eat, what they're experiencing, and then it goes even further.
No, so I'm laughing because she said something. I was thinking the last time I went to the doctor or the emergency room or whatever the case was, and this year's back now, I think, and this has been my experience a lot of times, but I've spent more time in waiting room and waiting on doctors than actually sitting with the doctor. Right? So I thought that was hilarious when she was saying it. I was like, I'd spend 40 minutes in the waiting room, 10 minutes with the doc, and then I get a prescription and I'm gone.
Right.
And then with us, it's totally different approach. Like, we will sit down with someone, we call them tribe members, but a tribe be for, an hour, sometimes even an hour and a half, trying to pinpoint the root cause of their unhappiness or, an upset stomach or a headache, really trying to neck it down to what is actually causing this, or what could be some contributing factors that are making you feel miserable at this moment or, for the last few days.
Right.
But yeah, it's just different approaches to medicine. I think that's why they would complement each other very well.
Yeah, it's funny you say that about the waiting time, because I'm that patient. Like, listen, y'all don't have to get out here. You gotta answer every question, because I come with the notebook. I come with like 50 questions. Look, my annual checkup, right? So I ain't gonna see you for a whole year. So
right.
These are all the questions I got. I got a bump on my face. What that mean? Like, I'm going all the way in. Like, I had a headache last week, and then it moved to my shoulder. Like, what? So yeah, they like, you finished? No, sit down. Like they're like in a rush to get to the next patient. I'm like, you see, that's
right.
All about the money. It ain't even about the the time.
Yeah, right.
Sad. It's sad, but yeah. Did you guys watch what was that? The What the Health?
Yes, What the Hell?
Oh yeah, we had to. Oh yeah.
I need to. I know Keita watched it.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
I know.
I keep telling her.
Beat me up. I think I'm just too scared. Like, oh gosh, what they gonna tell me isn't everything I like.
Yes.
yes. Look,
not my gummy bears. Not the gummy bears.
Not the gummy bears with the pork in it. Look, and you know what's amazing? I'll use an example what just recently happened to us with our daughter, right? So our daughter, that when your body catches a fever, usually that's your body saying that it's fighting something off. It's a form of the immune system. Right. And so it shows you like, hey, you're sick, you have some sort of virus or something. And what usually happens when you catch a fever? What do you do?
Oh, what do? I get a cold cough, put it on my face, or ice pack.
But what do we do for children when they catch a fever?
Ibuprofen.
Or take
exactly. So guess what? We looked into the ingredients in ibuprofen, and pork is in ibuprofen.
Wait, what?
Yes. Look at the ingredients, and you have the ingredients like gelatin. Where do you think gelatin comes from? And then it even has like red number 40, red dye 40s. It has all these dyes in it, and I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, oh my goodness, we've been feeding. I'm sitting there like, yeah, we don't eat beef or pork, but then we're not realizing that they sneak these ingredients inside of the medicines, inside of the food that you're eating, and so you're thinking that you're vegetarian, but you're eating Starburst. Starburst is pork. You know what I'm saying? So you're eating gummy bears and things like that, and then not realizing that. If I would have just conducted a little research, I would know that this is not the best thing for me. And so with our daughter, we, instead of actually giving her the Motrin or ibuprofen to get her fever down, what did she do? She rested. We gave her, we made ginger. We always make a tea for them every morning. We do ginger, lemon, honey, turmeric, and a dash of pepper. And we give that to them every single day. They know they come in and they say, Mom, tea. And they come in and run in the kitchen, and I have the tea for them every morning. And we boil the actual ginger root. And so if you think about it, when you're sick, you lose your appetite because you really don't need the food at the time. Your body's trying to cleanse itself. And so just make sure that you drink, keep your beverages up because, of course, you're having a fever, so your temperature's high. So you know what she did? She literally slept for like 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 days, and she just rested, and then her fever broke. And here we are, so quick to give her medication. Oh, we got to get your fever down. But in reality, your body needs to heal, and your body is saying, sleep, let me turn that computer off, let me reboot, and let's heal. And when you feel better, you'll get up and you'll be able to do more.
Wow.
You see? So that's just us listening and taking that time instead of freaking out and running to the store and doing what doctors have told us to do.
It's all about convenience and time management. Right?
That's true.
You can't be sick because I have to go to work. Right? I can't call out of work. No, you gotta get over this fever fast so I can go back to work, and you can go to daycare because I can't think of the school to daycare if you're sick. Right? So that's the mindset we've been conditioned to think. It's unfortunate we've been conditioned to think that way. It's all about time, money. Right, so.
But then what happens, you're just masking it. I didn't mean to cut you off, but we're just masking it. And so what happens, we give our kids medicine, you send them to school, but what happens is that they're already, their sickness is in a way, so they can be contagious, and you just pass it on to the next individual. But because their fever's down, because you've given them medication to bring the fever down, you think they're okay. But then what happens, as soon as that wears off, now you start to see a sick child again who's shipping to the school to begin with.
Wow. Yeah, and that time thing. That's why I joke now, and when I talk to people, I'm like, now I see why Lauryn Hill take her time to do everything, because she's like, time is not going to be. I'm not going to be a slave to time. Okay,
right.
And that's the problem. We're a slave to time, and we allow time to tell us that, oh no, you're late. No, who said I'm late? You said I'm late, but I think I'm on time.
Crazy. Y'all hurt my feelings when you said I can't have Starburst and stuff and gummy bears.
Look, I can't.
You know what I like seeing though? I love it because you'll get, and it's all titles, right? You'll get vegans who will say, I can eat Twizzlers and Oreos. You know, that's fine. But it's striking because you're a vegan, right? So you would think fruits, vegetables, all the healthy stuff.
Yep.
But you know, people use that and they still eat like garbage, right?
Yes.
And then because think about it, you'll see vegans that are huge.
Yes.
Right.
And you're like, how's that person a vegan?
Yes.
They eat junk food.
Junk food.
Yes.
Snack on junk food.
They snack on it. And I won't even lie to you. When I became a vegan, I put a little weight on, right? Okay, let me go back a little bit, because when I dropped, I'll keep my weight real. I weigh 175, right? And I'm 5'8". Last year, look when I all hips and legs. Look, I can't. Look, he got no complaints over here. But
come on, hubby, you better fight my car now.
Look, but me on the other hand, I know how I feel at 160. You know, and so I'm trying to get to 160. So the winter came. I said, I'm gonna be a vegan. But then I realized that as a vegan, you start to eat there's a lot more vegan cheese, there's tofu, there's other things, but you realize that. And then they have the meatless meat, all this other stuff. That stuff is highly processed, and it has so much soy in it. And so we know what soy does to men.
Oh, yeah, and it can't have a lot of soy and stuff.
It has a lot of soy.
There's a lot of fillers and
additives
that you really don't need.
You don't need it. So I'm like, I'm better off like, and I remember one day, I think one week I ate too much tofu. I couldn't use the restroom. And I was like, yo, what is wrong with my stomach? And my stomach was enormous. And I'm like, I have a ball because my body could not break it down. It took so much time for it to get through my system. And see, this is where I say, listen to your body. Guess who doesn't eat tofu anymore? Me. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's all we try to get, people to pay attention to. I don't eat steak. If I eat a steak, I'll probably get sick as can be. Yeah. But Derrick can eat a piece of steak if he wants to.
Sparingly.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
If he wants to.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's all on how you feel. But just listen to it. Like Maria, you say you like to have ice cream occasionally, but if you know that every time you eat ice cream, your stomach, you have diarrhea or something, why would you continue to consume it?
I don't get that. Thank goodness. Whew.
Yeah.
I just get gassy.
You see what I'm saying?
Speaking of that, right? So, something I've also noticed with people, right? Because we have zero control for the most part, right? I've seen people take, what are the food things? Like when you have all right, so you can't eat something, but you swallow a pill and it'll allow you to eat.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Gas? Oh, the lactate pills.
Yeah, whatever the pills are, right?
Yeah.
When they say if you have acid reflux, go ahead and pop this pill and you go eat the spicy tacos and stuff like that.
Yep.
But so you realize you have to pay the bill for that one day. It may not be today, but you're gonna pay the bill.
Oh, and let me tell you something about acid reflux. We have a Miss Tita. If she was listening to it, she's phenomenal. She's actually a lifestyle coach and health coach, but she only and personal trainer. She's an older woman and she has years of experience. She only focuses on the gut, and she said it's kind of ironic that they tell you to take these like antacid stuff to prevent you from experiencing heartburn, but you need those acids to actually break your food down.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So what's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening? So all of that.
I'll tell you what's happening. That company's making money. And
exactly. But and then what happens? Then next minute, your colon, you have all this stuff caught up in your colon, your food, your body, your stuff's not getting digested the way it's supposed to, and it's just like, why would you tell me? Give me something to stop the acid in my stomach when we need the acid to digest the food.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? But then we sit here, and I'm nothing against doctors, but I go to a doctor and he'll say, I'm going to prescribe you this.
And that's why I ain't took those medicines yet.
Look at that.
Yeah, they keep hitting me up. I'm like, I don't need that. Nope. I gotta be I gotta be laid out, like crying my eyes out before I decide to take something. Because Keita knows, like, did you take something? No. Well, that's why you're still hurting. Nope. Not today. But like,
it's temporary. It's temporary.
Yeah. Like talking about like struggling with weight. I know since I know Keita, I know her weight up and down, and homegirl trying to catch up with me now. She coming for me, y'all.
I'm saying? I'm trying to
let me tell you something. I was like, oh, you gonna pull out like that? All right. She shut it down like it ain't nothing. I said, go ahead. So yeah, I'm happy for her. Her birthday on the 1st, gone.
Hey, wait, tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, happy April Fool's! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Yes.
I just recently from last April. Last April to
my birthday.
I've lost 54 pounds.
Ooh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
you lost a whole child. That's
yes. 54 pounds, and I had posted my weight, so I'm like 222 right now.
Okay.
And people will say, well, how did you lose weight and all this other stuff? And I tell them, well, for one, I eat smaller portions, and also I decided I was dealing with a lot of stress for like a few years, and I couldn't quite pinpoint it. But when I seen how much weight I've gained prior to last year, I was like, oh yeah, this is a problem. This is a total problem. So I had to and it's funny that you had said something earlier about the secondary foods.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I kept, when you're around certain people and you're trying to tell them, this is not good for me. I need to separate myself from this situation because I have to decompartmentalize everything that's happening right now because you're causing me stress. I got stress at work and I don't want to be at home stressed out. So it was like, and I guess certain people was like, well, no, you should be able to talk to me about it. No, I don't want to talk to you about it. I want to remove myself. That way I can get my head clear. So I started to go through the process last year of clearing out my head and preparing for the process of, detoxing, whether it was body, mind, spiritually. Like I had to do it in order to get myself back on track. And it was like, yeah, I love you. I love everybody. But if I don't take care of myself, I'm not going to be any good for anybody.
Yes.
There you go.
So
exactly.
And it was like, it bothered me so much that they didn't want to accept that. That was the problem. And it was like, I need you to accept what I'm telling you. That way I could be good for myself. It has nothing to do with you. It's all me.
Yeah.
So that was one of my biggest things for, my, losing weight and then, trying to rub it in Miss B face till I'm coming for her, I've
been slim my whole life. I've been trying to gain that weight. It's not happening.
If I could have handed her those 54 pounds, honey, she could have had them. I could have transferred them over.
Let me tell you, my mom turned 60 in February and she's slim. So I know I'm not getting, this not happening. If I had a kid or not, no.
Nope.
I don't have kids, and if I do, no, it's not. Nope. It's just what it is.
Listen, Miss B, I know you my whole life. You already know you the same size you was in high school.
Hello?
Now you probably gained a little bit, a little.
Yes, ma'am. I got on the scale today. It said 137. I got hype. I was like, ooh, yes.
But her mom, can you and your mom wear the same? Y'all both slim, so it don't make a difference.
She got a little more hip than me, you know. Okay, she got a lot more than me, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never. But Miss Keita, when you said that you lost 54 pounds, I've actually lost 50 pounds on 3 separate occasions.
Wow.
And it's a challenge, but I'll keep it as, honest as possible. I used assistance on the last one last year, and this is why my target audience that I try to focus with. I would like to target the women like you, anyone who struggled with weight their entire life, and that's been me. And Miss B, I was a heavier girl when I was younger.
I'm just trying to get where you at. I didn't even look at it like you. I was like, yes, come on, Thad. Yes.
I was heavier when I was younger, and as a result, I was extremely depressed. And I won't even lie to you, even gaining weight in my marriage, I was completely insecure in my marriage. And I kept thinking that he was, and I was sitting here because I didn't love myself in the way that I looked when I looked in the mirror.
You better speak it, Shayla.
I wish you could see her right now. It's hilarious.
Honey. Lord, yes.
And because I didn't love myself, I used to look at him and try to check his phone to see what he's looking at. And then a lot of times, people think my husband was me when he was like, I don't like you when you're overweight. But let me tell you something. I prefer for him to tell me that he don't like me a certain size than to go be with another woman that's smaller. I'll tell you that straight up. So with his honesty, I was like, it hurts. It hit me low, but guess what? It made me stronger. You're not going to keep crying over the same thing. So it's like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? And so I looked in the mirror like Michael Jackson talking to the man in the mirror. I was in the mirror. And I sat there and I said, you know what, Shay, you got to make this change. And so I've lost it on 3 separate occasions, and but the last time I took appetite suppressors, and they have the little diet teas. I was doing that, and then what happened? As soon as I stopped taking it, I would jump back up to 179. Now I'm 175, and that 4 pounds make a difference to me. But I jumped up because what happens is not sustainable. I cannot see myself taking these pills that are giving me all this caffeine in my system, giving me a headache, having me all over the place, because I knew that it was unhealthy. And so now I'm on this journey, connecting with women, saying, hey, we can do this the natural and healthy way, and let's do it and keep it off and change that lifestyle, and just instead of just doing this diet for a little bit, and you know what I'm saying, and coming back. But it all comes together as one. And I can relate. I've never been in, and Miss B, Derrick is on your side because he has to eat. So you see his name, I don't know if y'all seen his name on Instagram, Mr. 6%. Ain't nobody got time for that. But let me tell you, look, 6% is probably my 6% is probably my toe. So I'm sitting here
done with you for today.
So I'm sitting here like, I'm sitting next to this washboard abs over here, and I'm
trying to get back to that.
Look.
Let me tell you,
I'm coming for you, Derrick.
If I could get one can of the 6-pack.
I'm coming for y'all. Look.
So at the same time when Shay was going through her struggles, for me it was the struggle as well, right? Because you come in this relationship and you want to see your partner be successful, you want them to be happy, right? So her unhappiness is yours now, right? When she's walking around the house moping, worried about her weight. So, I had to put in a lot of work as well. And I was, trying to be as honest as possible, but nice. You know what I mean? Like, hey, look, this is bigger than us, right? So it's bigger than just your weight. We have kids that, that depend on us, right? So if you walk around here and you're just not disciplined enough to watch what you put in your mouth, and you think it's okay to eat just anything, then first one, there's a higher potential that you can leave us earlier than we'd like you to. And then 2, they're going to emulate the same behaviors, thinking it's fine. I don't need to have control of what I eat. And and that transcends different areas of their lives.
Wow.
Right? So I don't need control in what I eat. I don't have to watch how I spend money. You know, I don't have to watch who I hang out with. All those type of things. And we overlook that. It's easy to overlook that, right? Easy to overlook.
But that's crazy with Shayla. I'm gonna tell you, Shayla, I was over here about to fall out my seat when you said, honey, when you said you didn't love yourself, because I was there. I didn't love. I didn't like. I was there. I didn't love myself. I didn't have the confidence. I couldn't. I was in the. I couldn't. I didn't even know what I wanted. I didn't identify what I wanted with myself. I was so busy trying to please whoever else that I didn't know what I wanted. So I had got in my head before. This is even while I was still, heavy. Like, I changed my mindset and who I was and what I wanted for me and how I presented myself to everybody else, to the point where I had this over excitement of life and personality that, now that I'm losing weight, people are like, oh, well, don't change what? I've been the same person when I was like almost 300 pounds. So what are you talking about? You're just now noticing who I am because now you're noticing me because I'm losing weight. But before I lost weight, I was this same person.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I try to tell people, even while they're going through their weight loss journey, start loving yourself while you're heavy. Because if you start doing that, once you get down to a certain size, there's nothing, it won't be a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just know I've been there from jump when she was, with my cousin and all that. I was there through everything, and I saw her break, and I couldn't walk away. I had to be that friend that would, I never looked at her as, as people say plus size, but now it's like, it's better to say full figure. I ain't never looked at her like that. People like, oh, you slim, you probably acting funny. No, she would come right to the mall with me. Like, let's go shopping. I don't care. Like, try this on. We're going to do this together. Like, I never looked at her and I never called her, that fat. I don't believe in that. Like, I know she holds me down on a regular. Like, when I be talking out the side of my head, she's always there. So I'm happy for her. Because she got to be here for Cam with his little self.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You know what I'm saying?
And you and Mosquito, pat yourself on the back.
Oh,
because
you
did this. You did this you dropped 54 pounds by yourself.
54 and going, right?
And going.
Right.
You wanna get down to this 175, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And keep pushing it. Like, never stop. And you know what the amazing thing is? Misery loves company. So when people start seeing you glow,
that's what I was thinking too.
They start seeing you glow, and you have this natural confidence in you. You're, the you that's been hiding inside of the heavier woman has always been there, but now it's starting to shine in you even more. That's what's happening. You got to just leave those people.
What is it? A change in your life is a change in the lives of others as well, right?
Right.
Everyone's not comfortable with change.
Yeah, they're not. They're absolutely not.
And people would tell me, they was like, oh, well, because right now I'm just in the process of just, less, smaller eating. So me working out is not as big, but I'm probably going to start going to the pool to swim. But they'll be like, oh, maybe you should start going to get your stomach flat. And I'm like, did I ever tell you I wanted a fat stomach? Did I ever say that? I'm comfortable with having a tummy going out here to the beach in a one-piece bathing suit. I never said I wanted a six-pack. You said I wanted a six-pack. So stop putting your expectations on me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Projecting your expectations.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're absolutely. You're absolutely.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And you know what is another thing is, how you said that you could relate to me as far as loving yourself and actually having to. I don't know if Maria, Miss B, look at me.
You good, girl. It's nothing.
All right, Maria, goodness. It's so easy to say that. Look, it's easier. But you have you know me throughout this entire time and transformation. But the video that I put up, I put that I locked my hair. This has been one of the hardest times for me to accept myself as an individual, and people do not understand, because I went from having my hair long, being the way society wants us to be, and I still haven't revealed my hair on social media because we're so concerned what other people have to say. And I had to look my.
Stay tuned for part 4 on the 415.